is the Sierra Designs Gigawatt 60-liter pack. And this is going to be kind of a fun review. I should note that Sierra Designs did send me this pack for review. So I'm just going to cut straight to the point of whether I recommend this pack or not, and it depends. So, yeah, I had this loaded pretty heavily for a 45-mile backpacking / mountaineering trip. It included, glacier travel, some rock climbing, and then a very long approach. And this is the perfect pack for something like that. This is a pretty new offering from Sierra Design as well. And, for the price, it could be a steal. These packs are like $110, and they have a ton of features and offerings. You can actually find them on third-party websites for much less. So let's talk about the features real quick. It's only 4 pounds, and that may seem heavy. It's not an ultralight pack, but it is a light pack. And I would say that the materials used on this pack are very good. I don't see that this pack's going to fall apart, and it's still fairly light. It doesn't have any extra fuss in terms of features. It only has a perfect amount of features. So let's talk about that. It has 2 ice axe loops at the bottom, which are great. Some heavy-duty cord to secure whatever attachment you're using, ice axe or trekking poles. They work very well. It has this front mesh-style pocket. This is kind of where some of the weight comes in. Most companies will use an extremely lightweight mesh that after a couple trips will have really small puncture holes in it. And this is a little bit heavier duty, and the mesh pocket is humongous, which is super nice for layers, jackets, snacks, whatever you want to put in there. But this mesh is a very, very durable mesh compared to what a lot of other packs are using these days. Same mesh used on the water bottle pockets here on the sides. And I had 4 pickets slid into these mesh pockets, and if you're a backpacker and don't know what a picket is, it's just an anchor used in the snow. But they do have sharp metal edges on them, and a lot of times they will puncture these water bottle pockets if you're using them, and it did not. So these are really durable mesh pockets. It also has this buckle here. It's like a cinch buckle to, number 1, secure your front mesh pocket, and number 2, secure the brain to the rest of the pack. We had the pack completely loaded, maybe past capacity, and this buckle was still cinched down completely. So I think maybe they missed their mark on that a little bit. Ideally, this, where it's stitched to the pack at the bottom of the buckle, it would have been a little bit lower, so you could actually get on this and cinch it down nicely. Instead, it was always on its most cinched setting, so you weren't really able to tighten that up much, especially if you didn't have the pack maxed out. Okay, so it has, a very padded hip belt, very padded suspension system, has zipper pockets on both the hip belts, and they're very large zipper pockets. You can easily fit a large phone in them, and whatever else you may want to do. Has your typical sternum strap here with it's the style that slides up and down, no issues there at all. Adjustable torso length on the back with Velcro. It goes from 16 inches to 21 inches. You can actually shove this down further than the 16 inches if you need to. My torso length is 21 inches. As you can see, it's not at 21 inches. It's actually at 16. I'll explain that later. Also has these little elastic straps here for whatever you want to use. A lot of people strap inReach to them. We strap radios to ours. But single compression straps on each side, which seem to work fine. Since we carry pickets, I would have rather have used 2 compression straps to secure them instead of the water bottle pockets, because they do wear the water bottle pockets over time, even though there's none to note yet. But most people are going to use this as a backpacking pack, and so I agree with them. I would have done it the same way. All right, this pack doesn't necessarily have a traditional brain that kind of opens up, that lifts off the top, basically. It's really just a large pocket on the front. But it does have a separate pocket, so this is good and bad, maybe. The brain's huge. I really like that. Like I said, no nonsense. It just works. Huge, huge brain. Tons of snacks, whatever you want. You can put jackets in there. Anything that has a separate zipper pocket for maybe some more important stuff, maybe keys, whatever you want to put in there. It does have a key clip as well, so that was their intent. Okay, yeah, I'm a huge fan of that. I really like the color of this pack too. Moving on from that, into the main pocket. Again, no fuss. Huge opening. Massive pack. 60 liters, but, you know, it works really good. It's a really good 60 liters. Also has a water bladder pocket with the Velcro here to hang your water bladder if you're into that. So, I packed this with overnight kit for an 18-mile trek into base camp. I had a 60-meter rope on the pack. My mountaineering boots were strapped to the pack. I wasn't wearing them for the approach. Full glacier rack, ice screws, tons of slings, tons of pro, huge kit, very heavy pack, over 50 pounds on the trek in. And before I even left the parking lot, I knew I was in trouble. It was very uncomfortable, and it was very painful. And so, you know, I have a 21-inch torso, like I said. I had adjusted it to the 21-inch torso setting, and I could tell right away that the hip belt was lower than where it was supposed to be on my body, so I, you know, started adjusting that, maybe thinking they labeled this incorrectly, who knows. Started messing with that. I hiked all the way in the 18 miles with this, and it was really bad. I had bloody hips, really bruised. It was terrible. And so I thought, you know, yeah, they really missed the mark on the pack. And then my girlfriend had the same complaints about her pack. She was wearing a low alpine pack, super high end, you know, like a $500 pack. And so she said, well, mine's really bad. Maybe you can try mine. And I said, well, this one's going to be way too big for you because it's too big for me. But whatever. So we switched. And she was amazed. She loved this pack. And she said, wow, I wish I had been wearing this pack the whole time. And so, you know, it wasn't necessarily the torso length. It was just me and, you know, my body and shapes of our bodies and things like that. So, you know, you should note that. Take that into consideration. I'm 6 foot. I'm 160 pounds. I don't have really any body fat or anything like that on my hips. They're really bony. And so, you know, where she's a typical female body. And this pack is just more suited for her. And so like I told you, my hips were bloody. I had all sorts of problems. I ended up offloading gear onto her because she said this pack was super comfortable. She took both 60-meter ropes. She took all my Nalgene's, everything. I ended up having like a 20-pound pack, and she ended up having like a 70-pound pack. And she still said that the pack was totally comfortable, and it wasn't bothering her at all. So that's definitely overcapacitating this pack, and it still worked fine. So like anything, nothing's going to work for everybody. And so, you know, if you're a female and watching this, it may work for you. Or if you're a male and you just weigh a little bit more than I do, it might work for you. Like I said, I'm just super bony. I don't have much material around my hips, so it didn't work for me. I really tend to appreciate the Gregory packs. They work really well for me. So if you have a similar body, shape, size, whatever as me, maybe check out the Gregory's. I've always had really good luck with them. But I really wanted to like this pack because I really like how it looks. I like the price, and I like the features. She said, because we have plans of doing the CDT, she's going to use this pack on the CDT. And so, you know, that definitely says something. I think there is a poor review on the Sierra Designs website, and I have no idea, you know, why the pack basically fell apart for that person. And maybe it was a dud, I don't know, but this pack seems super reliable. I really, really like this pack. I like what it has to offer, and I think it's going to be a great pack for a lot of people, just not for me. And then another concern that I had with the pack was because it doesn't have a lift-off brain that you can secure in the front after you lifted it off. That's where I always put the rope, underneath the brain. It doesn't have that, so we used this front cinch here when my girlfriend took the pack, and I'll throw in some clips here. It actually carried the rope just fine. It worked perfectly. So, yeah, really a great pack depending on your body shape. I really believe that. Not to get weird or anything, I'm just trying to be dead honest with my viewers. I don't want to set you guys up for failure. So if you're a larger stature person, it will probably work perfectly for you. Or if you're a female. Yeah, other features real quick is it does have the tent straps or whatever you want to use them for, but you know, typically you put a tent down here. I like that. I put the tent in the pack because I have it in a smaller stuff sack, but we just use a super ultralight tent too. So if you have a typical tent though, that will work really well for that. So that's that. That is the Sierra Designs Gigawatt 60 liter. You know, I thought I was going to get rid of this thing, but we're not. It's her new favorite pack. Alright guys, well thank you so much for watching. What you can expect coming out in the future is some the Phantom Tech versus the La Sportiva G5 Evo. That will be my next review, along with the Ultimate Direction Mountain Vest, their new one. And we're transitioning out of the mountaineering season right now. We still have some more videos to post, but we're going to be doing a lot of mountain running, trail running, things like that. So if you're interested in that and maybe what we carry, let me know in the comments. So anyways, thank you for watching.